Hey, what's up, guys? It's James. Sorry about the lighting. The one window that I do have in this room that I stay, it's I guess facing north. It doesn't get that much sun, so the sun's probably above me a little bit. There is another home right here, so that pretty much blocks the sun. So the lighting. I have a lamp right here plus the fan light, so I actually have two lights on. So if I turn this off, it's even darker. As you guys know from the title, I'm a little proud of myself, you know. A couple years ago, I was actually staying in my truck. It was by choice. It was by circumstance. It was by survival. It was just a good learning experience to stay in my truck. I stood committed to running, exercising. And so I started building this idea to read literature, to read novels, just to read books. And as, you know, kind of push my channel forward. And so I've continued to do that. You know, I even was thinking about going back to school, and here I am. One thing I don't do that I used to do while I was in my truck, I used to smoke a lot of weed. And part of me wants to, you know, smoke here and there sometimes. I'm back in school, just finished my first full semester. I took 10.5 credits. I was about a credit and a half short of full-time. This upcoming spring, I will be full-time. I'm going to take a winter course coming up. Pretty much starts the first week of January. It's about 4 weeks, Monday through Friday. I'm excited about it. I have 3 weeks off right now. I don't really like the time off. I'm being able to read. I'm reading a pretty big book right now. It's over 1,000 pages. It's close to 1,400 pages, and I have time to read. I have my job, exercising. It's the holiday season. So I'm proud of myself that I've had a job more than a year. Actually, yesterday at work, they gave me my 1-year patch. You know, there's times I go into work and I feel like quitting. There's times I go into work and I don't want to be there. Times I don't even feel like, I just go in thinking like, this is going to be the day they get rid of me. It's going to be the day they fire me, you know. My job has a lot to do with customer service. A lot of times I'm like, it could be a dick, you know. But I work hard at work, you know. We're keeping my department clean, helping out customers when they have an issue, to the point where, you know, my managers don't have to get involved. They know, okay, that department, when he's there, it's good. I don't have to worry about shit. They don't have to worry about me. Unless it's real busy and my manager's walking by, they might ask her a question, because he or she a question because they're worrying. But they know they could just toss them to me. And they know I kind of I have a furtive mind, you know. I respect authority, but I don't really like them around me. So they know, like, if I see my manager or somebody with some sort of authority on my job trying to help out, I tell them, I got it. Like, you're making me nervous. Go. And so it's a holiday season, and it was our Christmas party. And it's funny because it was this past Sunday, and my schedule, I didn't have work Sunday, and I didn't have work Monday. And I was making a funny joke, like, I think they want me to go to the Christmas party. Because some people have been there a long time. They actually had to work Sunday, and then the next day after the Christmas party. And I heard from last year's Christmas party, they give good gifts, you know, TVs, laptops, you know, AirPods, good gifts, you know, like these Alexas, you know, these little home devices that you could ask questions, the weather, shit like that. People will say they're always listening, they're always tuning in, so you got to be careful with those devices. But look at our phones. They could tune in through there as well. So I had my daughter this weekend. I was hanging out with her, and it was Sunday. I knew she was going to go home to be with her mom for the week to go back to school. And I was telling her about the Christmas party. She's the only one I told. I didn't really tell none of my family. I did tell my sister. I wasn't sure I wanted to go. I wanted to go, but it's that idea of having to be around people. The idea of not really being a good drinker. Being tempted to want to maybe drink too much and maybe make a fool out of myself, and then not want to go back to my job just out of shame. I almost did that. I'll explain to you guys. So I wanted to go. I wanted to be around people. I wanted to see some of my coworkers outside of the setting. I wanted to maybe establish myself and show some sort of camaraderie at work. Just wanted to go have a fun time, and ultimately I ended up going. But I told my daughter like Saturday and Sunday, I'm like, at my Christmas party, do I go? Do I go? Even when she was about to go home, I'm like, do I go? Do I go? And I was telling her the reason why I wanted to go is because I wanted to win the PlayStation. And I just kept telling her that. And I would ask her, do I go? Do I go, Alo? Do I go? She's like, yeah, Dad, you should go. You want to win the PlayStation? You know, like, as cute as she is, you know, and as precious she is to me. And I was like, I'm going to go. I'll go. And then if you guys follow my Instagram, you might have seen me like on the bus drinking a Bud Light. So I get ready and I'm like, I don't want to take an Uber. I don't want to get there too early. I'm like, I'm going to just take the bus, you know. And Sundays, I knew the bus routes that were running. I didn't really even remember where it was at. And I asked a couple coworkers, a really cool female that I'm cool with. She took a little while to respond to me, but she ultimately, I remember the name of it. And I looked it up, and sure enough, I got the address. And someone had told me like by what freeway it was at, and then I put two and two together. I got like a part of the name. I searched it up on Google, and sure enough, I found the address simultaneously when she responded back. And so, you know, I'm like nervous. You know, some people at my job kind of think I'm weird, or you know, just who I am. You know, and so I'm walking to the bus, and I go by the liquor store by my house, and I was like, you know what, fuck, let me see what kind of beers they got. Let me take a little beer to be cool and not so nervous. Let me go in there, you know. So they sold like loose little cans, you know, 12-ounce little cans, you know, the ones you get, those 6-pack of cans. So I got 2 Bud Lights, so I got to keep it light, you know. I don't want to take no shots. I just want to keep it light on beer. I'll catch a buzz. I'll feel cool. I'll be able to let down my guard and just kind of put the mask down and be able to feel comfortable. And so I bought 2 Bud Lights, like $5. It was like $2.50 each. And so I drank one, you know, right before I got on the bus. And then there was this paisano man in front of me. He had a cowboy hat on, and he had a like little, you know, the cheap vodka in a plastic small ass little bottle. He took a little shot, and I was right behind him. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna drink the second beer. So I said, saludos. And because he had drank, he looked around like, you know, it's perfect time. Let me pop it open, let him know he's not like lonely or whatever. So then I had my headphones in. I don't know if he heard me. And it was funny because when he was getting off the bus, a lady had told him, like, your stop's coming up. I don't know if she knew him from the neighborhood. She was like a beautiful paisana lady, older like him too. She probably was like late 50s, early 60s. And it's funny, like, she was like telling me to get out the bus. She was kind of scolding him like she knew him in a sense. I don't know if I was his lady. And she was like, because we were all kind of looking. It was not that busy. It was Sunday, you know, it was Sunday night. And he got off pretty buzzed, like on the bus stop. He got off and he like leaned against the wall. You know, you could see out the back door that opens. You know, you're always a little higher than people on the sidewalk. And she was like, borracho, like she was like mouthing it. And then I like drank my beer as she was looking at me, and like I didn't even look at her response, but she's like, oh, this fucker's drinking too, or whatever. And I don't know, maybe she's just thinking about the psychology of the world or whatever. But so I hop on one bus, and then I wait for another. I get on that bus. I was writing a song at the time. I don't drink a lot, so even that one little Bud Light kind of like, I don't know, I just was feeling actually like a good vibration, you know. And the bus stop dropped me off right in front of where our party was at, but good thing, like, the entrance was in the back. So I walked towards the back, and I could see all the cars. I'm like, this building looks a little like, we had it at a veteran spot where they, you know, it's like a bar, an event place, you know, where people can make money. They make money for the Veterans Association. It was a VA. It was a VA spot. And so sure enough, I see the taco stand. I see a couple people that I know. I see like some homegirl that I'm really cool with. We talk shit to each other at Home Depot, like playing around. She won a PlayStation too. I like her. She's really cool. And I knew her brother before she got hired there. And she told me, oh, my brother works here. I would have never known that was her brother, because she looks like kind of like a cool ass like tomboy chick that you could be like homies with. And her brother's like an older dude, but he's like kind of nerdy, you know. I think he likes me now because he knows I'm really cool with his sister. So before I used to call him a certain name. Like, let's say his name was Alfonso. I used to call him Alonzo for so long. And then I think think I was just fucking with him. I was like, dude, for so long, I thought your name was, like, let's just say, like, I thought your name was Matthew, but his name is Mark, you know? And then, so we're kind of cool with each other now. And so he showed up. He was cool there. He was really cool. And So I go and I see a couple people I've seen in the front, but I'm still like, damn, this is the first time I'm like, not at work, you know, not outside of a work setting. So I'm a little nervous still. So I just walk straight in. I say hi to a couple people, and then I see my one boss, you know, had a leather jacket on. I say, you look fresh, bro. He's like, what'd you say? I said, you look fresh. The music was playing, you know. And then I don't know. So I get there pretty late, you know. I get there like probably like, let's say it started at 7:30. I got there at 9:30, and it was already pretty packed. And so I kind of made like a late entrance where most people will see you, you know. Most people like already there, they'll see there's already somebody there, you know. And then so I get there, I say hi to like some of my bosses. I go straight up to my bosses, and then I was like, man, this is the only table I need to really say what's up to, you know. And it's interesting because a lot of people that work in my job, you know, you wouldn't say they're educated, you know. Most of them probably aren't, you know. Most of them, the older people, have a history, have a past, you know. Ex-drug users, you know. Their husbands or, you know, whatever. So I know some men didn't even, like some of the older men there, like don't even have, they might be fathers, but they might not have a wife, you know. They don't make a lot of money at my job. And, you know, a lot of the young people do go to school. It's a job that's, I think, pretty good if you're trying to go to school. You know, I think they pay pretty well to start off. You know, you get fucking sick time, you get vacation, you get some benefits. After a certain while, you get free eye care. I actually just went today to Walmart to get some eye care. Finally take advantage of my eye care. I went to Walmart and it's pretty dope. I just went on a little bus ride, my day off. And so I just noticed that I liked it. Like there's some people that I see like a little rough around the edges, or I had like a little like, maybe, I don't know, you know, it's like looking in the eyes too long, or they kind of notice something about me. I was trying to be cool one moment, but then I'm kind of like aggressive, like kind of like just PTSD and kind of just more like one of those dogs that will strike just out of fucking paranoia, you know, like a pit bull that'll fucking, you know, just because I'm always have my guard up. I don't know who to trust in a sense. So I see some older people, and ironically, a lot of them were like buzzed, you know. I was like, they were being cool because they were buzzed, you know. They're outside of the fucking shirt we're wearing. We like, as a man, sometimes I walk out like, I look lame with this orange. I work at Home Depot. I look like a lame with this orange shit on, you know. And you see like some guys coming with their wives, or their beautiful, attractive wives, and their happy lives, and they kind of like, you know, they kind of like, who's this guy? You know, tattoos working here. He looks handsome, but he works here. Oh, and then they use the idea that, oh, he just works at Home Depot against you. So sometimes I notice like guys will like use that idea that, oh, he has to do what I say. You know what I'm saying? I noticed. But then so some dudes are really humble, you know. You could tell like they come from good people and they have a good life. They have a beautiful wife and family, you know. And so I notice that sometimes, you know. So I just noticed like some of the guys I work with, like they were like having a good time. Some were buzzed, like some were really drunk, like really cool people. You could tell they dealt with shit, you know. One guy in particular, he told me he had an upbringing. His dad was like an asshole. And he's very like calm, but you could tell he could probably flip a switch, or he just he works his full-time job. He has his schedule, you know. I hadn't seen him in a while. I said, man, you still work at Home Depot? He calls me nephew because he has the same name as one of my uncles. And I told him, hey, what's up, uncle? And he kind of looks like kind of like my dad, and then he's like light skin. Like, I don't know. He just seems like, I think he's from East Los Angeles. I think he might be from there. But he just has a demeanor to him. And he's like, man, what's up, nephew? He was like in a good mood. He's like, man, I didn't know you were even with us. And he was actually right next to a lot of other women that are older that work at our job. And they were having a good time too. And like at my job, they know like I have a respect for them. Like they always say hi to them, even though like I may piss them off or something. And like, so that's why I like going too, is I was saying hi to a lot of people. And a lot of people, they kind of have a respect for me at that job. And they know, because they know I respect them. A lot of the older people. So I know some other people, especially women, they notice that. Like younger women my age or like younger, they notice like they saying hi to all these random people. I didn't know he was cool with this person or that person, or he's over there hanging out with the older people, you know. Even one of my young homies, he came outside because my boss in my department, he's an Armenian man, but he's a black belt in Aikido. In Armenia, they have conscription where it's mandatory that you do service, you know, out of high school, military service. And so he walks around, he's a Home Depot worker, but they kind of utilize him to walk around to stop theft, you know. That dude's everywhere. Like one time, like he's helped me out a lot. Like one time I got a charger and I was gonna pay for it, but like I kind of like, I do things with a furtive mind where I feel like I have to sneak around, but I don't. And all of a sudden he turns around, he's like, what are you doing? And he wrote something down. I was like, I'm gonna buy this. And he wrote something down. He said, half off. Tell him to give you 50%. Sure enough, he gave me 50%. It wasn't that expensive, but still, like he looked out for me. He's like, he'd rather look out for me than like and he stole some shit, you know. And at first, like, sometimes, I don't know, I felt like he was trying to, like, double speak to me, try to figure me out and some whatever shit that I had to battle with, you know, especially when it comes to human interaction. So I was a little, I made a song, I was kind of, he was kind of like a basis for the song, but the song in general was for people to maybe hear it if they could feel my pain. You know, a lot of people who may have to hide some filth inside of themselves, or like shit they done in the past, or like some guilty conscience. And there's people that maybe came from a certain place where they have a more proper upbringing. You know, they might have people naively and ignorantly judge people. It's like, you know, people that come from two-family household judge somebody who ends up on drugs. You know, like, get off drugs. You know, it's easy to say that. You know, that's just an example, you know. And so I had a little prejudgment about him, but I think we've got over some of our rough edges together. We had a good time. You know, I bought him a beer. He gave me a hug. Like, he respects me. Like, he knows like I struggle with shit. There's even one time he was like, "You're a good person, man." Out of nowhere, he told me that because I was listening to him tell a story one time, or something happened where, like, at the end, I don't really want harm to anybody, actually. So, and so we had a good time there. And anyway, so it was me, him, and like another older dude. And then one of my young homies came. He's like telling all of us, he's like, "Man, James, you're not that old, but you're pretty smart, man." He's like, "I respect all you guys." And the fucking black belt in Aikido, that dude, he looks like he's just fucking like he has like an 18-year-old slimness to him. He's an older man though. He's like 60 or late 50s. He told me a story. His wife actually got sick and died, honestly. And he loves his children. He has beautiful daughters. He showed me pictures. And he's a grandfather. Fucker smokes cigarettes, but that dude could fucking, he keeps calm. He has all about respect, but he could do some damage. And that was one of my ideas. Like, I'm just gonna go to the party, hang out with him, you know. Just hang out with him. He's my boss, and just kind of like there was a female. She works in my department. She's young and a college student. She was pretty buzzed. She was with her boyfriend. He was taking care of her. But I could tell she was like that buzz where she like gets like really like super sweet and shit. She had a good time. Not too many other people from my department actually showed up. No, not at all. But it was a good time, you know. I said hi to some people, and it was pretty dope. And then, so anyway, I was already there about an hour, and then somebody reminded me, "Did you get your raffle tickets?" They gave us 3 raffle tickets, and each prize had a number on it. And so the prize that I guess wanted was one of the PS. There was 2 PSs, and there was a little bag right there with that same number that matched it. And so anyway, I waited for one of my bosses to come back. Her husband was like, "Or she comes back, she's going to give you some raffle tickets." And, "Oh shit, you're her husband?" I was like, because she was actually the hiring manager that hired me, but she was pregnant. So that same week that I got hired, she left for like 3 months on leave because she just had her son, and she came back, and she's really cool. She's a really cool lady. She's like the hiring manager, human resources. So she'll set your schedule and stuff like that. And so I met her husband. He's kind of an interesting guy, but looked like a nice guy that respects her and loves her, you know, just kind of more like, I don't know, probably like a tattoo guy, stay away from me, you know. And she came back, she gave me the 3 tickets, and I had them, and then my little homie, again, we had the same name, his name's James, and he took me, I was like, "Bro, where'd I put these tickets?" And he's like, "Follow me, bro." No, I told him, "Hey, show me, bro." So we walked to like the table where all the gifts were, and at this time, I don't know, like I said, I'm thinking about people watching me. I'm just thinking about so much shit. I'm like, dude, now I feel like I'm in the open. Everybody can see me. I walked through the dance floor. I'm like right in front of the gifts, all the managers. There was like a little photo booth. I wanted to take a photo, but I just kind of forgot about it. And I was like, I just threw all 3 tickets right away. I seen that number 2, the basket, and I seen one of the PlayStation says number 2. I just went like this, threw them in. Wow. And I walk away. And then, like, I don't know, I get some tacos, I'm eating, I get some drinks, I'm talking to all these people. I don't really stay in front of somebody for too long. You don't really change that much, you know. You just drinking, it's not going to make you just sit there and want to talk to everybody or just stay in. I didn't even sit down. Even my boss, Armin, was like, "Sit down." Like, "No, I'm good, but I don't want to sit." I was literally in the back, like, where I could see everybody. And there's an older man. His name is JV. This is like his initials, but he walks with a cane. He told me he got fucking West Nile virus. I don't know how he got it, but he's an interesting guy. He used to be a Coast Guard. He like shows me pictures where he hunts. He's like, he shoots. He does a competition shooting, and but he walks with a cane. He's part of the electrical department, and but he was very, very pimped out. Like, he had a dope ass little bed. He was like in a suit. He had a dope hat. He had his like a really good cane, like one that he doesn't. So one of his legs is super like it's skinny. I guess it caught the West Nile virus pretty bad right there, and he's super cool though, super kind of like militant, like fucking my main boss is the guy from Armenia, and kind of similar in a sense, and they kind of look at me like I don't know, they kind of like I don't know, it's funny. I hang out with them for some reason, and so they were all just chilling in the back, and they kind of stood for a long time, and I was over there like talking to some females that I'm cool with, some of the dudes, you know, the younger crowd, and sure enough, they they call for the games, not the games, they call for the prizes, and so I come in, I'm just kind of like up against the wall, and sure, like one of the first prizes, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a big one. It was just, I'm not sure what it was. And then they're going for the PlayStations, and I seen my main boss, like the main. She's a young white female. She could be mixed, but she looks like she's white, and she's very tall. Like she would have been a perfect volleyball player. But she's the main person. You walk into Home Depot, you see her picture right there. She's young. I think her 30th birthday just passed, and she's super sweet. She's super, super nice. She's actually a very nice woman, and very beautiful. She's very nice, and so she like puts her hand in the bag, and she pulls out, and sure enough, it's Jane. She says my name and my last name. I'm like, like hell yeah, like just excited. I went up to get my gift, and there's this white dude. He's an older man. I don't know if he's like late 40s. But you could tell, like, we talked a little bit over there. He was pretty buzzed, and, like, he's a drinker. I think he used to be on drugs. He told me sometimes he was on rehab. Telling me some people he kicks it with, or some people he used to fuck around with. He used to be homeless, I think. And he's had that job maybe a little over a year, and before then he was, like, he was getting clean, you know. He's only been clean for a little while, and I don't know, I don't want to put his business out there, but he's just an imperfect person. But anyway, when I won the gift, he came up because he's in the next department over, and I'm cool with him. We fuck around, you know. But we know we're like, man, you know, men are ready to just fucking get each other. But, you know, we have our days, and we see each other, like, you know, all the time. But he came, and he recorded me. He's like, James, take a picture. And with this phone, I thought it was dope, you know. I think he appreciated the fact that because he's older, and there's like a lot of young people there that I made him feel like, I make him feel like he's cool, you know. I could relate to him, or I don't judge him and shit. And so it was just dope. It was dope. And then I went like this with the PS. I put it up in the air like it was Simba, and everybody started cheering. Like, yeah, it was funny. I'm sure just some people didn't want to cheer for me or whatever, but it was funny. And then a lot of people. I was by this one table. There's this lady. She's really cool. She's really sweet, but she had something happened. She had a heart attack or a stroke, and one of one of them, it doesn't work anymore. And so I know it's difficult for, you know, people judge, people stare at her, you know. But she's a woman that, you know, was beautiful when she was younger, you know. She's still very beautiful. And her young daughter was there. And her daughter does beautiful makeup, like super good at makeup. There's a skill to makeup, you know. There's a beautiful skill. She had eyelashes. Her daughter's beautiful. She's young. I even told her, man, you're beautiful. I told her mom, man, your daughter's beautiful. And the mom's a drinker, you know. And she has some pain in her, you know. She went through some shit, like, she tells me like her husband, you know, committed some infidelity with her. And so she's pretty hurt about that. And not even only just that, she had a stroke recently again, you know. She likes to dance, she likes to have a good time. So there's some young girls that are around my age that we work with, like in our 30s, that are really cool with her. She's an older woman. They're really cool with her. They take care of her. They love her. And they work in her department or near her, and they love her. Like, they've gone dancing together. But she drinks, you know, and she gets a little emotional. But she's a super sweet lady. I love her. She's beautiful. She's like, your daughter. I was like, your daughter's beautiful. Like, just like her mama, huh? And I could tell the daughter was sitting there kind of like, you know, I'm really good at reading people. She was just sitting there kind of like watching. She was watching her mom, you know. I was like, you're watching your mom, huh? Like, I could tell. Like, you're here. I was like, your mom's a beautiful woman. Like, she's super sweet, and you're beautiful too. And I could tell you're enjoying yourself, but you're looking at your mom because you know how she could get, you know. And like, I mean, obviously she's the daughter of these two people that had their struggles or have their struggles, you know. So I was like, you see it differently, you know. Everybody's here enjoying your mom, loving her. She's making people laugh, but you see it differently, you know. And she's like, yeah. And I could tell the daughter was kind of like, I was being myself. I wasn't trying to manipulate her, but she was kind of like, And there's another young dude that we work with, and he's really cool with that girl's mom, the one we work with. And I can tell he's into her daughter, and they're similar in age. And he's a really cool dude. He listens to like, you know, like corridos and shit, like little paisa dude. But he's a nice smile, he's a super kind dude. And I was like, she's beautiful. And I was like, dude, just keep being yourself. Cause she was kind of treating him like shit, like, I don't know, she was just kind of treating him like shit. The young girl, the daughter of my coworker. I was like, bro, I know she's treating you like shit, but dude, just keep being yourself, and I think she'll like you. Like, just keep being nice to her, bro. He was cool. He wanted to buy my PlayStation. He's like, man, I'll give you this gold. He was fucking around. Like, I was fucking around. I wasn't gonna sell it. As soon as I said 200, I was like 200. And they're like, what? He came up to me, man, right now, I'll buy it right now. And all these young cats were like telling me, I want to buy it. And even I was like sitting on it and shit. And, like, I walked away and they took it from me. But something had happened, like, I have another homegirl. She works there with her sister. And the sister's beautiful. And, like, I know she's married. You know, you hear about a guy, right? And I thought he was white. And so when I first met him, I was like, man, I thought you were white for some reason. I think they told me he was white. A white boy. Like, just fucking around. And but he wasn't. He actually looked like he could have been Armenian and stuff. And he seemed like he's really loyal to her, you know. But I was talking to her sister, which I'm really cool with. And I was like, where's homegirl at? Your friend, blah, blah. Okay, she had a little vape, and I was drinking, so I wanted to smoke a little. I don't want to smoke a cigarette, but she had like a little flavored vape. I'm like, where's your vape at? She's like, so-and-so has it. I'm like, that bitch. You're just fucking around. And then all of a sudden, he said like a little comment. He's like, oh, like something about, dude, he didn't even know my humor. And like, what the fuck? I was like, bro, who the fuck's talking to you, bro? See, mind your own fucking business, bro. That kind of pissed me off, bro. And I'm like, I just walked outside because I got really pissed. And I was like, nah, chill, you know, you're working. And so when I came back, my PS4 was gone, so I was still kind of heated at that. Like, this fucking guy, what the fuck? I was just trying to be funny. This fucking, I was overreacting, you know. And so I was still thinking about that. They're like, oh, dude, what happened, man? We took your PlayStation. We're just kidding. I'm like, I'm not even thinking about the PlayStation, bro. Like, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. But anyway, here's my PlayStation. There it is. So they told me I put the super sticker because they were taking my shit. So I don't think it's a slim one. And what Spider-Man is this? Let's see, I wrote on this shit. But I went to Walmart today, and Spider-Man 2, I don't know if this is Spider-Man 2. Let me look in the back, actually. It doesn't say. But Spider-Man 2 is actually like $60, bro. It's pretty expensive. My daughter might like playing Spider-Man. It's super expensive, bro. And just like when you go to Disney Plus, Apple Plus, etc., you know, these fucking video games are making their own video game and they're not letting nobody else play them. Like the Nintendo Switch. So Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, all of them can only be played on the Nintendo Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I want to play Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. Dude, I don't want to play Madden. I don't even want to buy it because I'll just waste a lot of time. I just want to buy a game for when my daughter comes over. We can play it together. Not a lot. I'm going to tell her, we can't play too much. You know, I want you to draw. I want you to read. I want you to play with your dolls and use your imagination because she likes to play with her dolls and talk to herself and give them identities and shit. I like that. I don't want her to be too hooked on this shit. That's why I would give it to her. But when she's at home, she'll probably play this shit all the fucking time. She said she wanted a phone for Christmas. I'm like, kid, but we can't. What are we going to do? What can I do? You know, I could just hope that her mom fucking wants to get her life in shape and wants to be in shape and say, hey, let's go to the park. Let's go to the playground. You know, at least when my daughter's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, where my daughter could actually do some workout or like sit there and play in the playground. Well, my daughter's mom wants to exercise and run around, but there it is, PlayStation hack. So yeah, the box is off because what happened was there were some people that used to work with us that don't work anymore, but they still went to the party. It was funny. And there's this one girl, she used to actually work with us, and I hadn't seen her in a while. It's been like fucking 6 months, and she showed up and she was looking nice. Like, she was looking beautiful, what she was wearing. And towards the end, I was waiting for my ride. There was a homegirl picked me up. You know, she wanted to have a good time with me. So I was waiting for the ride to come. She used to work with us, actually. She don't work there no more. So I was waiting for her to come. So I just had my PS. I was like, kind of went more towards the street, where the street was at. And I seen some people right there. So I want to go walk over there. I started talking. And all of a sudden, that girl that used to work with us, she came and she like fucking just aggressively kind of open this PlayStation up, and then I don't know, but okay, let me go back. So so that idea of seeing people in a different setting, you know, seeing people in a different setting, seeing them outside of that. I feel like when you go to work, you have to act a little bit, you know, you have to keep up that professionalism. So seeing people outside of work, you know, there was a couple of my bosses were pretty tipsy. They were having a good time. You know, a couple coworkers, you know, there was one coworker, he was super saucy. He was saucy to the point of like, he can't drive. He was out of it. He was still moving around, but like the zombie, you know, like your Theo or like your dad, like super drunk, just right there. But you could tell he was having a good time. He won a gift, and he was like drunkenly like breakdancing. Some people were watching him, of course. We were all watching him, like family, you know. It was a young girl. I was like, you can't drive. Other people were like, they didn't let her drive. I think they let her sober up a little bit. She wasn't like fucking, you could tell she was drunk, but she wasn't, but still, she couldn't drive. I even told my boss that she can't drive. And like, I think she's okay. Nothing happened. But again, my homegirl, whose brother that I was like, didn't know his name for a long time, that we're kind of cool now. He's just a serious guy, you know. And he was like making sure she was okay. He's like, she's okay. I was like, she can't drive. He's like, she's okay, bro. Like, I got her. I'm not gonna let her drive, but we're gonna just chill with her for a while. Even when I got picked up, they were still right there walking around and letting her sober up, etc. And she was real. Her grandma used to work there for 17 years. She recently got fired because I guess somebody was stealing something and she tried to grab it from him, and she grabbed the guy, and I don't know. They had to fire her for some. I don't know. It's kind of sad. And I know she's an older woman. She tried to get a job at Costco, but they didn't want to get her because she's too old, or they feel like she's old. And it's probably hard right now. I'm sure it's a big blow to her, and I wish nothing but the best for her, and I hope she's okay. I've been meaning to call her, but then again, I don't know. I might shoot her a text, you know, hoping she's all right. She's a woman of faith. She believes in God and keeps her going, and she just lost her father this year. You know, that girl that I'm telling you, the granddaughter that I felt like she couldn't drive, her mom died on drugs. And like, you know, this woman has had a difficult some years, and she keeps strong to her faith. And she was a sweet lady to always see at the job, you know. Some people have their opinions that they were waiting to kind of like get rid of her because she works in a department where like that department requires a lot of work, man. I wish I would have told her like, man, maybe you should go to a different department. Maybe you should go to cashier, you know, because they didn't want to replace with people who are more productive, you know. And I don't know, but maybe they could have maybe turned another cheek and not fired her, but I don't know. I mean, one of our main bosses, you know, he was a second in command. He would have been at the party. He recently got fired for I don't know what he did, honestly. 20 years he was there. I'm sure he's going through it too. You know, I don't know. It's pretty unfortunate. You know. So anyway, so just that idea when you go to it and you see people outside of their element. There's another dude, a young cat, maybe a little older than me, maybe a little younger. I'm not sure, but in the apartment next to me, he was really cool. He's always really cool. Everybody likes him. Just he was really cool with me that day because he was like buzzed and he was happy to see. He was really cool. And then another dude, so the one I call my uncle. Well, kind of some drama happened where I seen one of my coworkers. He was dancing with a female. And he had just got them. Like, man, he's already on the dance floor dancing, dude. That dude's. I wanted to dance so much, but he had like he was holding the girl by the hand. They were dancing a lot actually, and I didn't see no bumping and grinding actually. Just to think about it, and but anyway, this was like maybe like right away. Like I got there. Maybe he got there like 15 minutes after me, and all of it, he was already dancing. I'm like, that's dope. He's dancing. That's sick, bro. He's dancing. He's been at Home Depot for a long time already. He started in high school and he's still there, and he's still very young. He's almost been there for 10 years. And so he's dancing, and I was like, damn, I thought that was dope. So anyway, maybe like an hour later, they're giving out gifts. So everybody's paying attention to the gifts they're giving out. And then I hear like this sobbing, like, kind of like a child would do, you know? And I look, and then like, I see that girl with the red that was dancing. And I look, and she's next to another guy, and that guy's like, you know, just don't cry, don't cry. I'm like, oh, I didn't recognize these people at all, you know, and I recognized her from seeing her dance on the dance floor, and then I'm like, oh shit. And then I talked to one of my coworkers, the guy that I call uncle. He's like, I almost had to fight so-and-so. I'm like, why? He's like, he's dancing with my son's my son's girlfriend. I'm like, I was like, nah, bro, it's cool. Like, dude, it's not worth it. I was like, man, it's kind of her fault. And they weren't even there no more. I think they like walked out. I'm like, bro, it's not his fault. Like, but I didn't know. I didn't find out till later that he knew her from before, but he knew that that was her girlfriend. He knew that she was there with her boyfriend. And then yesterday, while I was at work, everybody kept asking me, you play with your PlayStation? I'm like, no, I haven't played with it. But everybody was talking about like, about the events, you know? And I'm like, wow. And I asked somebody that knew, my young coworker that was dancing with somebody's girlfriend. I'm like, were they bumping and grinding? And that guy looked at me like, bro, like, yeah, they were bumping and grinding. I'm like, oh shit. Did he know that? Did he know she had he's like, yeah, they knew each other from before. And he asked her to dance and she was dancing. He's like, oh shit. So he knew she had a boyfriend. Like, damn. And I asked him, do you think it was then like he's at fault a little bit? And somebody else came into the conversation because it's gossip. You know, he's like, well, they're both at fault. Like, yeah, they are, of course. Yeah, of course. I even told him, like, well, I told our other coworker whose son, that was his daughter-in-law pretty much. I told him, like, hey, dude, at first, just initially, I was like, bro, you work together. You don't want to have problems, you know? Especially my coworker was pretty fucking buzzed. He's an older man, you know? He's not that big, and, like, he's really cool. He's buzzing. He's gonna wake up the next day, like, I have to go to work with that stupid shame, and it's kind of silly, right? I know how it feels, so, like, that's why it's very interesting to see people knowing that I'm not a really good drunk. I get emotional, and I've done a lot of stupid shit, and even recently, I did some stupid shit drunk. So just seeing other people know we're all humans, you know, we're all humans and we do stupid shit or we have things where we like to drink to not feel certain things. And it all makes sense when I'm looking at these people and seeing, like, there's even the young female coworkers that were pretty drunk and, like, they're kind of, like, a little sloppy, but not angry or nothing. Just kind of, like, letting loose, you know. And all that was interesting to see, you know, very interesting. And so, yeah. Anyways, there's some internal dramas, but I hope that those all got hashed out. And so anyway, back to this. When I'm waiting for my ride to come, I got into a little argument. You know, I got into an argument with, like, this girl I work with. She's younger. She's like mid-20s. Kind of more, if you rounded it off, she's closer to 20 than 30. But I don't know. I guess she is into women, and that's her preference. It is what it is. And she had an older friend there, close to my age, right? I guess that was one of the friends that she brought. And she was dressed like kind of festive, you know, like she had like a red skirt with some like black stockings and anyway, so I said something funny, like that girl that was going through my PlayStation, she's like, you know, I guess I'm a misogynist or whatever, and she was going through my pitch, she's like, oh, I wanna get inside this PS5. And I was like, I want to get inside too. And then, and I know she's not into women. The one that used to work with us, that was fucking on my the box, but that girl was the girl that's I guess I would just say like a lesbian that I work with. She's kind of, I don't know. She pretends to be like a B word. I don't know if she's ever gonna see this. I don't want to disrespect her. I don't know. She pretends to be a B word, like I'm a flirty guy, you know. I don't know. People are sensitive now. I really got to be careful because these people are sensitive. Even an accusation, they could just remove you or like, hey, we're gonna transfer you, you know, because she feels uncomfortable, you know. And so anyway, when I said that, I started chuckling. I knew to look at her right away because I knew like this. She's like, she doesn't like men. Like she just has something against men. She even fights her natural feeling of. Because when we look each other in the eyes, I could tell she has an attraction towards men, but she's choosing to be lesbian. Like that's her choice. And I'm not trying to change nobody or nothing, but a lot of women that are dykes or lesbians, they don't like men. Especially the ones that are more the masculine ones. They definitely don't like men. They try to compete with men. And I don't know. It's kind of irritating to me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, okay, and so anyway. Something happened when, I don't know why things got kind of argumentative, but I was by myself in this argument, and it was these two, like, lesbian chicks, and then, I don't know, she started, like, I was, like, trying to speak, like, in a more, not philosophical, but more like status quo. I was not just speaking personally. I was trying to say what was going on. And then she's like, you say some things sometimes. You say some out there things. And I'm like what? Like, give me an example. What's an out there thing? Like she's obviously speaking previously, like, because there's sometimes, like, there's some of those girls that work in the front, they've said certain things, like, I don't know, they felt like like I said, there was this female that I used to call, like, we had a conversation, and I don't know, so I was kind of like, they got kind of personal. They were like, oh, look at him, he's 30 years old working at Home Depot. Like, the friend that I didn't know was saying this to the girl that I knew at work. She was more like, not really trying to say too much because we worked together, you know, so it was kind of cool, right, with her and I. But her friend was saying, like, oh yeah, he wouldn't be working at Home Depot. Oh no, because they were saying, why are you getting emotional, or why are you getting offended? Why are you getting so? I wasn't even aggressive. Why are you getting aggressive? I was trying to be heard, but they're the type of people that kind of like they'll look at each other and they're kind of like support each other. They're friends. I get it. So like one will say something, they'll laugh, and they know somebody's here trying to get heard, but they're like, nah, let's you know, that's kind of how you lose in a debate when you do get emotional. So they're like, later when I reflected on it, I'm like, they're kind of funny, right? Because and I was like, dude, you don't even know my story. Like it was offensive, you know, like, oh, look at, he's 30, he works at Home Depot. Like, of course they're emotional. If he wasn't emotional, or if he had his shit together, or if he was, or it was funny because they like girls, right? But they were talking about what a man is. Oh, would he be a man if he was this? Was he over here? And they were using that card. Like, this girl was obviously 30, but the one that I was arguing with, she was like using, oh, you're arguing with a 20-year-old? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there was really no winning, especially like if there was, like, it was like 2 against 1, and they were obviously in control of the conversation. Like, it's funny, they were lesbian, but they were talking about what a manly man was. I'm like, what's a manly man to you? This time, I'm not really trying to argue with my coworker, because I'm trying to argue, like, talk to this girl. And she's like, oh, a lawyer, a businessman, or somebody like that. I'm like, that's a manly man to you? Like, and I was trying to say, well, sometimes those people are just fortunate. Like, those people, sometimes people that some people that are homeless are more wiser, are more mentally dangerous than somebody who is a lawyer, or somebody who seems to have it all together. Granted, there's some special cases where people are, because when they're little, they went through shit, they want to be a lawyer to help people, you know, and they obviously wouldn't be thinking how you think. And I said, dude, sometimes the worst people, I was like, and there was another dude, a young dude that actually works, he's cool with them because he works near them, he works in their department. And he was actually like, so you're saying, like, men could be emotional? Like what are you talking about? He was kind of like, I was surprised that he was not supporting me, but kind of like standing up for men. And I'm like, okay, so, and they're like, yeah, well, you a manly man, blah, blah, this. And then like, oh, what, you're 30, you're working at Home Depot. And I go to school, and like, oh yeah, look at him, he's old man, went back to school. I'm like, okay. He's like, what about you? Like, what do you do? She's like, oh, I'm a manager at Costco. She's like, I graduated with a bachelor's. And I'm like, dude, you went to school for business and you work for a company? And then I kind of got her attention a little bit, you know? I kind of got her attention, and I'm like, dude, you don't even know my story. You don't know what I do, you know? I was like, once she got offensive like that, once she said, oh, you're 30 and you work at Home Depot, or they said some funny things. And I give credit to my coworker, because she looked at her friend, she's like, we're going to hire you so you could fire him. Later when I reflect on that was pretty fucking funny. But at the moment I got heat, I was like, bro, you can't fire me. I work harder than most people at my job. Anybody can be fired, right? Anybody can. And then it was just funny. I thought that was pretty clever. Like, we're going to hire you so you can fire him. I'm like, and that's when I said, bro, you can't fire me, bro. You got a bachelor's in business to work for somebody. She's like, everybody does. That's how everybody, that's not how everybody does it. Like, most people that are business people, they don't even go to school. You know, they just know how to, they're just hungry enough to, you know, make money off other people's work, you know. Because, you know, obviously they might have created a space where they're able to run business out of their space, you know. And so, but anyway, so, but see, at first, and then I noticed she didn't get bothered until I said, honestly, you're not even like attracted to me. You're not even a girl that I'm not even attracted to. And then that's when she got kind of got her attention a little bit. Because, man, you talk about their money, make fun of them about like, oh, bro, you're not a man because you're not a lawyer. You don't make money. Look at you. You fucking live with your family. You're 30 years old. That shit will hurt. That shit hurts, you know. That shit pretty much hurts, you know. And but again, man, not anybody. It's like women. I think what it hurts them is like a woman that has multiple kids, you know, and then another woman or a man says, "Oh, look at you. You're just a bitch with kids, and no man's gonna want to take care of you." That probably hurts a woman, you know. And like similar to a man, you know. But so I'm talking to these ladies or any ladies who, you know, or had divorces or been cheated on. Like, as I'm talking to men who could relate to me, might be old, maybe their journey wasn't perfect. Their journey wasn't what the American way says it should be. You know, after high school, go to school, and you have a job now in your 30s, and you have your own house in your 30s, you have a wife and some kids, or you're just financially independent on your own. Don't forget who you are. You know, because I told her, like, man, I was talking to my friend, too, because they weren't trying to listen. So the guy that kind of, like, was sticking up for men, like, it's okay for men to be emotional. Like, and it's okay if he goes back to school, men to go back to school if they're older. And I appreciate him, man. I appreciate it. If I see him, I'll say, thanks for sticking up for me. I'm going to tell him next time I see him. I didn't see him yesterday at work. And so he, it was a, fuck, it's taking a long time, though. Anyways, work gets to end. It's like 11:40 at time. I have a meeting at 1. But I was like, dude, what's fucked up is this girl probably has a similar background to someone like me. You know, maybe has like, you know, didn't come from a good background. So actually, I came from a good family. I'm like, I don't know what's worse. So like, sometimes worse is coming from the same place and judging the people that are just like you, or not knowing what the fuck. I say, it might be worse if you're somebody who came from the similar background as you and then judges you. But who are the most dangerous people are the naive people like her that are ignorant and that are him or her, whoever, I call them the RoboCops, the thought police who are ignorant, right? Or the ones that want to arrest people for the way they think or the things from their childhood that they're dealing with and trying to work through and survive through and enduring. But you're judging them, you know, so you're more dangerous. But what's worse is somebody who's came from the same background as you to judge people like you. Those are kind of sad cases, you know. That's pretty bad. But the more dangerous people are these people who are ignorant, you know, like even like the religious people who live by the religious texts and say, oh, it says this, okay, since I'm such a solid, holy follower of this word, I guess it's up to me to, you know, I'm the punisher, you know. And it's like, you know, those are dangerous people, you know, thought police, RoboCops, you know, right? Like that girl. Like, no wonder. Oh, you came from a good family, so you judge people with a different story. You know, like I just came from a party. Like you know, you were at a party. You came to this job, and then you work. You know, different than me. You know, you graduated. Good. I'm glad you graduated college. I'm glad you're living the life you want to live, and you're happy. She just probably doesn't like. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Fuck that. Don't back down. Stand up for yourself. Say what the fuck you feel. If they want to get personal back. So anyway, as I'm walking away, it was cool. Like I'm walking away, I turned around and sure enough, the girl that was gonna pick me up, my friend, she was picking me up. I looked, she was right there parked, and I'm walking away, and that nerve of this fucking, she pissed me off when she said this. She's like, "God bless you. Have a good day. God bless you." I turned around like, bitch, God bless me. See, that's some phony stuff. You wanna like get somebody riled up and pissed off, and then not let them hear. You wanna like poke them and like a boxer, right? Like a boxer in a fight that thinks he's such a champion, but he's always running. He might jab you up, and he doesn't ever want to fight, but he just jabs you up, moves away, jabs you up, moves away through the ring. It's like, oh, I'm the champion, though. Yeah. Bro, everybody knows your fights are fucking boring. Like, that's how I felt. Like, oh, my God. Like, thank God bless you. I said, shut up. I said, well, you're ugly. I said, shut up, ugly. Shut up, ugly. I kind of lost it a little bit. I shouldn't have done that. I felt a little bad later too. Obviously, I'm at my heart. I thought, like, damn, I didn't mean to say that. Like, honestly, like, I felt pretty bad actually. But like, God bless you shit, it was pissing me the fuck off. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, but and she was pretty clever too. I never took off my hat. I swear, I never took off my hat. Either she was watching me from inside the party, or she just read me quick. She's like, yeah, your hairline, you're 30 years old with your hairline probably fading away. Like. Later, I thought, like, she got me right there. She got me right there. Because, obviously, I do have a funny hairline, right? And I do wear my hat a lot. And, like, the first time I ever met her, I don't know if her friend told her, like, hey, those people are funny. Like, and we might be similar in a way, too. Maybe they got made fun of in high school. Maybe they weren't the popular ones. I feel like that coworker I work with, I feel like she might be a little, I don't know, a little like, I don't know, maybe people, she wasn't really popular in high school. You know, I think we might be relating in that way. Maybe she might have whispered to her friend, talk about his hairline. He never takes off his hat or something. People talk. It's funny how people talk, right? I pride myself, and I talk to you guys right here, but I pride myself not really like gossip like that. I catch them doing that because I have to go over there to their department and get all the shit that I have to put back on the shelf. They call us over the speaker. They bring it to me a lot, though. I appreciate that, but I catch them gossiping, you know. Most people gossip, bro. You catch people gossiping all the time. Believe it or not, I catch people gossiping everywhere, bro. I pride myself that I don't really do that. I don't like doing that at all. Like one of my coworkers, she's an older woman, and I met her husband, and she had a daughter there. Her daughter's beautiful. No, she's not saying she's perfect, and I guess she's talking to a guy that works at our job, but he's like in charge. He's one of the bosses at work, but he's a young dude. He's like mid-20s, and she likes him. But then, so anyway, all of a sudden, when she comes out and she's leaving with her mom and dad, I'm like, I told her, Dad, your daughter's beautiful. I said, that's your daughter. She's beautiful. I was talking to my female coworker. All respect, sir. All respect. Your daughter's beautiful. I said, you're beautiful. But like all these people I was around, they were telling her, he's a dog. Don't go for it. I'm like, who are you guys talking about? And sure enough, they told me who it was. Like, hey, I'm like, he's a cool guy, bro. He's not ugly. He's a handsome dude. He seems cool. He's a boss, you know? Like, no, they were all like, he's a dog. I'm like, all right. And sure enough, later I went to the restaurant, come back. She came back inside, like talking to him. I'm like, oh, she's really digging you, bro. I was like, dude, some people outside were dogging you, bro. I was like, bro, she's beautiful. Go for it, man. You're lucky, dude. And then I went outside back to those people. Like, dude, I was like, dude, she went back in for him. Like, she really digging him. And anyway, and like last but not least, there was some females that I find attractive at my job. And they were looking beautiful. And I wasn't trying to stare too long. I just had to stare. I just literally, like, one of them I got a good look at. And one of them I just had to fucking literally just look her direction. Just see her silhouette, blurry. And she's gorgeous. I think they're both young. I think they're both like, to round it off, closer to 20. But they're both, one of them actually graduated from college already. She works full-time, overnight. And she's a hard worker because they work overnight. And one of them still in school and she works part-time. But they both have boyfriends. And I want to talk to you guys more in a philosophical, psychological, you know, non-personal way. But they were looking beautiful, phenomenal. But I noticed the guys they were with, lucky to be with them. Absolutely lucky to be with them. One guy looked like he was going bald already. He looked kind of nerdy. The other one just wasn't really handsome at all. But they probably come from good families, you know. They come from good families. They say women choose up. But I think there's women that aren't educated choose up, but they rely a lot on their beauty. I think those women choose up. They choose for money. You know, maybe these women that I see have chosen up, but they work and they go to school. You know, one works full-time, already graduated. She said she might even go back to school. I talked to her, but she's so reluctant to talk to me. The other one's pretty mean to me as well. They're like, say we have a boyfriend. They're trying to be loyal, and they're good women, you know. I respect that. So, yeah, but those guys, they're lucky to have. They're not in shape. They don't even look cool, but they don't care about that. You know, they probably are educated, have a job that they have kept for a while. They're not the most handsome guys. They probably know I'm beautiful. He's lucky to have me. Treats me good. The kind of guys, like, if they're treating him like shit, like, baby, what's wrong? Like, you're treating me like shit, you know? Like, they're going to be nice. They're nice guys, you know? They're probably stable mentally, solid dudes. Probably have, if not a father in their life, they have a mother that probably nice, you know, loves them, has communication with them. Probably tells them she's beautiful, stick with her, you know? Like, and women see that. Women want that. They want consistency. So not all women, most women that I know are beautiful and working at this job or that job. I see a lot of women that are with men that don't match them physically, attractively, you know, but are solid men that know how to get along socially, psychosocially, you know. They are going to keep their job. They operate off of civility where they go to work and, you know, You know, they could go from, they're not stuck, they're not aggressive, they're, you know, I feel like I'm more on the aggressive side. Obviously, I'm more on the dominant hierarchy. And in America and just in general, to have a life of longevity, woman doesn't want that. A beautiful woman just wants stability. You know, like I said, there's a certain type of woman that's going to choose up when it comes financially. He's going to choose up to the, what do they call, the high power man. That's not really what life is. Life is, you know, you want a beautiful woman coming from a beautiful family that teach her to live slow and to just have a good life and be a mother and a wife and loyal. You know, so it's unfortunate, you know, there's a lot of good men out here. I've been in jail with some smart, solid dudes that are just have a natural charm to them that, like, if they were out long enough or they had just a better upbringing, like, a lot of these women would probably be with those type of men, but they didn't come from good households where they're more aggressive, or they're unstable, you know. That critical period as a young child to adolescence were just unstable. They don't know how to love themselves. There's a lot of beautiful women out there too. You see prostitutes that are beautiful. Like, why the fuck is she doing that, you know? And, I don't know. So yeah, I just had that thought, like, it's fortunate. Just like that argument that I had with that lesbian chick, where she just she doesn't know, don't forget who you are, you know. If you're on your path, you're on your journey, stay true to who you are. Don't let them discourage you, you know. Because I went back to school now at this age, or I have to work this fucked up job right now that I may not like, but understand where you come from and how hard it is to maintain. How you go to work every day thinking like, today's the day they're gonna get rid of me, because inside you don't feel worthy, or why you don't know why I'm fucking taking the bus, because I don't know, today might be the day you don't know what I have to endure in my mind. You don't know what I do behind the scenes. You don't know that I read books. You don't know that I went back to school. You don't know that I exercise. You don't know that I'm strong. You don't know my story. You don't know I can motivate people. You don't know. You have no clue who I am. And so let them, and see where I lost is getting caught up in it and wanting to be heard or wanting to understand is like, nah, screw that. Don't bow down either. Say what you believe in. Be combative if you have to be, I want to say. And no longer am I going to feel, I felt sorry, you know, but nah, I don't feel sorry for standing up for myself. And, you know, it is what it is, you know. And it's interesting because I see these women, they look at me, they're attracted to me, but it's like, I don't know if I could trust them. I don't know if, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, it's unfortunate, but I know there's a beautiful woman out there for me. There's someone out there for you. And yeah, stay true to yourself, man. In this America, we pride ourselves on, look at that young genius. Look at how they're so wise at such a young age, or how they're doing what they're doing. We praise that, you know. But you also see people who don't reach the level of notoriety or the level of success until older. You know, I read a book, I think, As a Man Thinketh, that says most people don't reach their wealth till the 70s or 80s, actually. And so to reach wealth at 40 and 50 is doing something that most people don't even do. You know, the internet, and we like to highlight the people who reach success at an early age, because it is pretty phenomenal that people could do that. But at the end of the day, just keep going. Don't give up. And you got this, man. I'm happy. I made it. Trust me, guys, I never even held a job, customer service job, especially a job like this, customer service, where I have to see people every day. And like, I'm so proud that I made it a year. I'm so proud I only stuck to light beer. It was a immediate success there, where I didn't do something stupid there. You know, I felt like I was chilling, drinking my beer, handling myself well. I noticed there was some females that actually liked me there. Like some people that brought other females, they were into me. I see some people that I work with, like I look pretty fresh that day. I don't know. It's like I said, some people, I think they are attracted to me, but they're just reluctant, you know, tattoos, or, you know, they just may feel they have to compete with other women. And maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. You know, as these girls that I do find attractive at work, I just sit back like, I find some stuff I maybe don't like, you know. So I got to just be careful and, you know, just have fun and just stay on my path. Because when they like you for what they find you. But a lot of times I make a mistake by changing up, following what they want me to do and not sticking to my exercises, reading my books, educated, my purpose in life, not sticking with my purpose, you know. That's where I make mistakes, but I can't do that. She's going to come along. She's going to join what I want to do, and I'm going to accept her for what she's doing. I'm going to come along to support her for what she's doing. And again, I might be working. You might see me, but you don't know what I'm really working towards. I might be risking an easier life for myself, for an easier life 100 years down the line for my family. And if you know who you are, you don't even have to argue. Don't argue. Anyway, it's been an hour. This PlayStation, I'm not even trying to play it. I wasted a lot of time as a young kid playing PlayStation. But I want it. Anyway, y'all. Peace.